in my opinion, what you're about to see is it's definitely one of the most cringeworthy moments of the debate, but it might be just the most cringeworthy moment, because Kamala Harris here is going to awkwardly and desperately try to get Elizabeth Warren to agree to banning Donald Trump from Twitter. Now, make no mistake about it, this is like the centerpiece of her argument as to how she's tough on big tech companies and how she's going to go after them because they have too much power. This is what she decided to focus on. Take a look.
What we're talking about is a grave injustice when rules apply to some but not equally to all, and in particular when the rules that apply to the powerless don't apply to the powerful. And so, Senator Warren, I just want to say that I was surprised to hear that you did not agree with me that on this subject of what should be the rules around corporate responsibility for these big tech companies, when I called on Twitter to suspend Donald Trump's account, that you did not agree, and I would urge you to join me, because here we have Donald Trump, who has 65 million Twitter followers, and is using that platform as the president of the United States to openly intimidate witnesses, to threaten witnesses, to obstruct justice. And he and his account should be taken down. We saw in El Paso that shooter in his manifesto was informed by how Donald Trump uses that platform. And this is a matter of corporate responsibility. Twitter should be held accountable and shut down that site. It is a matter of safety and corporate accountability.
Thank you. Senator Warren, you can respond.
So, look, I don't just want to push Donald Trump off Twitter. I want to push him out of the White House. That's our job.
Join me in saying that his Twitter account should be shut down.
Let's figure out
No?
why it is that we have had laws on the books for antitrust for over a century, and yet for decades now. We've all called on how the big drug companies are calling the shots in Washington, big ag, how the gun industry, big tech. You know, we really need to address the elephant in the room, and that is how campaigns are financed.
You can't say your corporate responsibility if it doesn't apply to everyone.
I announced this morning that I'm not going to take any money from big tech executives, from Wall Street executives. We've already agreed, Bernie and I, we're not taking any money from big pharma executives. You can't go behind closed doors and take the money of these executives and then turn around and expect that these are the people who are actually finally going to enforce the laws. We need campaign finance rules
Thank you,
and
Senator Warren.
practices
Senator Harris?
that support us all.
You can't. It does not represent a system of justice to say that the rules will apply differently to different people. This is a matter, you are saying, of holding big tech accountable. Yes. Holding big tech accountable because they have an outsized influence on people's perceptions about issues, and they actually influence behaviors. We all have to agree this is their power. It is immense.
Senator Klobuchar, let me bring you in here. Your response.
I'm not finished. And so what I am saying is that it seems to me that you would be able to join me in saying the rule has to apply to Twitter the same way it does to Facebook.
Look, I think all of the rules should apply across the board. I don't have a problem with that.
So you will
what
join
I
me in
do
saying
have
Twitter
a
should shut down
problem
that
with
account.
Is that if we're going to talk seriously about breaking up big tech, then we should ask if people are taking money from the big tech executives.
Kamala is so lame. That was so lame. I don't even think she noticed that Elizabeth Warren was like slyly owning her by saying like, hey man, you want to talk about being tough on big tech? Maybe we should take a look at who's taking money from big tech. You. Now, there's an argument that Elizabeth Warren just wasn't forthright enough and people aren't going to read between the lines as well as she's hoping they will. But either way, it doesn't matter because Kamala self-destructed there. I mean, what's so amazing is I've now watched that clip 3 times. Every time it gets worse because I'm focusing on Kamala's reaction as she's talking. Guys, she thinks she's nailing it. Like she thinks, got her! I got Elizabeth Warren! Yes! Yes! So just understand, her campaign is doomed, and one of the main reasons is she's got traditional Democratic strategists surrounding her, but also they're all yes men and women. All of them. They're all that. Because the fact that this idea, and they did plan it beforehand, the fact that this cleared a room of people is embarrassing. Everybody in that room had to sign off on that. I don't know how many people, 3, 4, 5, 6, more. But people were like, ooh, that's a good idea. And just understand, this is Kamala trying to, or thinking she's outflanking Elizabeth Warren on the left on this issue. The topic originally was like antitrust enforcement and breaking up big companies. And her, like, what she thinks is a debate ender and a mic drop is, oh yeah? Well, I think that Donald Trump should be banned from Twitter. And you don't. As if people are going to be like, oh, shit. It's not going to happen. By the way, demonetize. I just cursed. Demonetize. It's instant, guys. It's so bad. Like, every single segment that's uploaded, demonetized immediately, and then you got to apply for, a review, and then the review comes back after all the freaking views happen in the video already. It's such a mess. Anyway, if you support this show, please consider patreon.com/secular talk, because YouTube's hopeless. But even though she thinks she's being like tough and strong on Trump here and tough on corporations when she does this, what she doesn't understand is, to most people, this comes across as actually really weak and petty and censorious. It's running to the mods. You're running to the mods. You're begging for censorship. You're begging for deplatforming. And of course, the perception of so many people now is going to be, well, she knows she can't win the debate. She knows she can't beat him straight up. She knows that he's powerful. And so that's why she's saying, I'm going to cut corners. I'm going to cheat. Take him down. Now, don't get me wrong. Is there like a very literal argument that he's violated terms of service? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, he's threatened war against North Korea. Thank God, we've actually gone in the other direction on that specific issue now. Done the same with Iran. Like, there are arguments that he literally violated the terms of service. So I'm sympathetic on that front. But it's the president of the United States of America. Everything he says is by definition newsworthy. If the word's not getting out through tweet, then guess what? It'll get out through Facebook. If it's not getting out through Facebook, it'll get out through Instagram. They'll make Instagram. If it's not getting out through Instagram, it'll be official press releases that are run, from whitehouse.gov or whatever it might be. It'll be Donald Trump making a freaking YouTube page. They already have. The White House has a YouTube page and just posting videos every day where he rambles. It'll be all the media outlets covering him. What's next, Kamala? Don't cover him when he says naughty things, because naughty things are bad things, and I'm against bad things and for good things. I mean, you're like, again, I know she thinks she's being tough on him. It's just embarrassing. It actually strikes me as pure weakness. And, it also feeds directly into that right-wing narrative of like, the left are all like authoritarians who want to censor everybody they disagree with. Well, when you call for the president of the United States to get banned from the most influential social media platform he uses, that kind of feeds exactly into their narrative. Now, thankfully, Elizabeth Warren didn't take the bait. I'm actually happy she didn't take the bait there. Because then it's like, could you imagine a debate where it's a circle jerk of everybody on stage going like, oh yeah, he should be banned from Twitter. Oh yeah, he should be banned from Twitter. Like, really? This is again, it was about corporate responsibility and antitrust laws and like taking away the extreme power that these companies have. And this is the angle that you chose to take? The angle you chose to take was ban Donald Trump from Twitter, and the way she keeps interjecting with a smug face like, this is going to go over well. Oh my God. Everybody, even people who are pro-Kamala, I saw afterwards, were like, oh my God, that was so cringy. I'm sorry, but it was just sad. I don't know. I can't believe that a room full of strategists agreed that was a good move for her. She's so, like, there are politicians who actually care about the issues and want to make changes. And then there are politicians who really are not for any substantive change, so they have to try to, like, wokeify themselves around the margins. And that's what you see here. It actually reminds me of the old corporate trick. As corporations are fighting against a living wage and wanting to stop any kind of economic reform that might raise their taxes or regulate them more effectively, as they're fighting against that, what do? They turn around and they're like, we're introducing a new diversity initiative and we will hire 20%. So that's an attempt to say, hey, I'm with you on social issues. Now get off my butt economically. In the case of Kamala Harris, it's like, yeah, sure, I'm taking money from big tech companies. I'm taking money from big donors all across the country. And I'm going to do their bidding, and I'm going to serve the corporations. But Donald Trump is bad, and he should be banned. I'm taking a stand. I think we've gotten to the point now in American politics where, thankfully, to a large extent, a lot of people can really differentiate and distinguish between, like, the fake woke approach to politics and then the real, like, actually fighting for change approach to politics. So, yet again, there was a moment there where Kamala looked like, oh boy, she was going to take off. But man, has she stumbled ever since then. And it all started when Tulsi exposed her and threw her under a bus. So anyway, there you have it. Probably one of the worst debate moments, definitely of last night, maybe this entire debate season. Not a good look for Kamala at all.